Hey everybody. Okay, it's almost 8 o'clock. Almost 8 o'clock. My family is right here. My little puppy dog is right there at the door, and I'm having to tell them that they have to be quiet. They have to be quiet because we're fixing to start our Google Hangout. So I'm so excited for everyone that's joining us tonight. This is week four. Okay, we've got a few coming on. It's just almost 8 o'clock. So welcome for everybody that's jumping on. This is week 4 of Get Gritty with Krista in the month of July. And we are very, very excited to have each and every person on. Tonight, our topic is going to be about recruiting. So I'm very excited about that. Gonna give it just a few more seconds. Hey, Jamie, she just texted me. Thank you so much. This is the brand new, she commented on my lips, it's the brand new red lip liner that's coming out, and that's it. Nothing but red lip liner. And so I'm going to tell you guys that when I became a brand new national, so almost 2 years ago, we got to go in August. So it'd be this August, I believe it was 2 years ago. We got to go down to Dallas and do like an NSD Day of Honor for just a couple of days. And one thing that we got to have done was a makeover. And so they did an individual makeover and did our makeup. And he did, the makeup artist that did red lips. And my mom said, oh my gosh, that was the most gorgeous that I've ever seen you. You looked so beautiful. And of course, you know, he was doing his makeup. And of course, most makeup was Mary Kay. But I mean, this lip liner was this red lip liner. And of course, I said, oh my gosh, where would I get this? First off, I was dying that he was putting red on me, but I had never worn red before. And I said, you know, where would I get this? And he said, well, it's coming. And so, you know, Mary Kay is always cutting edge and very trendy and coming. So now we have it. And then it wasn't long after that someone gave me, a guy gave me and Sarah actually the leftovers of where he had done cleaned out of his mom's, and she had been years and years ago a Mary Kay consultant. He said, if there's anything that you want, and I found an old wooden red lip liner with a gold cap on it, and so I've used that for years. And anyway, I always get compliments when I'm bold and I do the red, but tonight was the first time that I tried the brand new red lip liner, so I've got that on tonight, and nothing but lip liner. That's all that I've got here. Okay, well, I've got 8:01, so I am going to get started. So I'm so excited that you joined us from all across, for everybody. So we've had 4 weeks. Week 1 with Get Gritty with Krista, we really talked about booking. We talked about, you know, how to work this business like a JOB, and, you know, checking in daily and accountability. We talked about the explanation of grit. We talked about our Mary Kay contact list. We talked about our weekly plan sheet. We talked about how booking was the lifeline of our business. So I hope that that is one thing that we're working on. I do want to apologize. It has been crazy. Like, I can't show you because there's so much everywhere. But today, Angie said, I wish you could see my office. And so I just went, videoed around my office. And I said, I bet mine is as bad or worse than yours. So I can tell you my entire dining room table is full of prizes, gift wrapping paper, prizes already gift wrapped, prizes waiting to be gift wrapped, my boxes where stuff has already been wrapped and it's already put into boxes. My office is full of boxes with tissue paper coming out of it from sacks that have been packaged, and then gifts waiting to be packaged. And then of course over here is more gifts waiting to be wrapped and packaged. So it is seminar time. It is seminar. This is the only time of year, and this is so fun for me, the only time of year when just every day is a delivery. It's Kate Spade. It's Kendra Scott. It's Amazon. It's Oriental Trading. It is somebody delivering something to me every single day. And I get to go, whoo, I love this. Ooh, I love this. But it's for her. It's for her. It's for this. It's for that. So gifts galore. So you want to make sure that you are going every single year to seminar and that you are working and you are tracking. But that is one thing that I love, is being able to give gifts as a national sales director. So today, because I have been so wrapped up in seminar, I did not have you turn your recognition in. So I do apologize for that. So all of you that have been working so fervently on your bookings, your faces, your wholesale, your retail, I want you to just go ahead and just applaud yourself. We are so thrilled for you. And I hope that you have got out of this that booking is the lifeline of your business, that coaching is the insurance, that you have to learn to coach your appointments, that is like taking a life insurance policy out or having an insurance policy on your home, that selling, that nothing happens until you sell something, and that recruiting, that our only job in this business is to give our job away. So I hope those are some of the topics. And tonight we're going to finish this up with talking a little bit more about recruiting. Okay, so those are some of the things that we're going to be talking about. And I want to tell you tonight, as we start off, that we are days away from leaving to seminar, and we still have a few spots available and one men's ticket. If anybody has that availability or would be interested in going, make sure that you contact me or contact your sales director. There is still time. There is a couple of beds available, so there is still time if you decided to go to seminar. The next thing I want to show you are these beautiful bracelets, these beautiful bangles. This is one of the most fun things about being a national sales director, is you get all of this stuff early. So you can see that I'm wearing the first 3 months. I hope that you have pictures of these on your goal poster and that you plan on getting all 12 of them. Some of you have already earned them, already received them. Some of you are over halfway there on target, and some of you haven't even placed your order, but you know you're going to get it in before July 31, and you are going to make sure that you earn this beautiful Embrace bracelet with these phenomenal sayings on it. What a recruiting tool. Tonight we're going to be talking about recruiting, but what a recruiting tool. If you're local, Audacious, September 24th, you do not want to miss that. Your rodeo club sheets, make sure you're filling those out every week and sending that also to your director on a weekly basis. And grit. Girls, we are here because we have grit. So the number one thing that I want to talk about tonight as I start to talk about recruiting, I'm going to tell you lots of different things. I'm going to hit on several different topics, but the first thing that I want to talk about tonight is if someone right now said, I am interested in what you do. You know, what you do seems a little interesting to me. What would your next step be? And when I say that to you, what I want to know is, do you have immediately on your phone, on your email, however you choose to do it? I would purposely probably have it on my phone, but do you have your marketing video or your marketing call ready and know what you're going to use? That is one of the number one things for you to be able to share this business, for you to be able to duplicate yourself and share and give your job away. You've got to know what you're going to use. So if someone came up to you tonight when you're pumping gas at the 7-Eleven and they say, how do you do this thing called Mary Kay? Of course, we know that you could give them some quick verbiage, but could you shoot them a marketing video or a marketing call immediately? Now, there's a lot that's out there, and all of them are phenomenal. There's one by Amy Kim. There's one by Jordan Haluacker. You're going to get to see her at the seminar. That's so exciting. Leah Laughlin, Stacey James, Pam Shaw, Gloria Mayfield Banks, a million different ones. The one that I used for the past several years finishing up national has been Leah Laughlin. You know, there are two things, and this is going to be some homework that I'm going to give you, but if you go to the wildwestarea.com, okay, on the home page, you can just send people to wildwestarea.com. On the home page, in the bottom corner, it says MK Opportunity. If you click on that, it gives them two choices. One is to listen to a live marketing call, which is me. It's me telling my story when I'm still a director, but it's me telling my story. The other is right there is the video. It's the Leah Laughlin video, and at the end of it, it gives them a Google Doc where they can fill out the information right there. So for some of you that say, I don't know how to copy and paste that, I don't know how to forward that, all you got to do is send them to wildwestarea.com. right there is a link to click on MK Opportunity. And that's if you choose to use either my live marketing call, or you choose to use the Leah Laughlin video. But the bottom line is you have to make a decision and you have to choose something. You have to have something ready to go. I want to tell you that when I started this business 15 years ago, Angie Day was coming to Mulder, to my hometown, every couple of weeks to work with us. And on one night of new consultant training, she said, I have tapes. They were cassette tapes, just the little cassette tapes. And back in that day, it was Choices by Linda Tupin. That's all that I knew to use. There wasn't any choices. There wasn't listen to this one and listen to that one and decide which one. It was this tape. We have this tape for sale for $1. And when you do 10 live marketing interviews with me, you earn this bag. Now, I want to tell you, I wanted that bag more than I wanted anything. This bag was just a little, some of you may remember them. It was a little plastic bag that had 6 compartments on the front that were clear compartments, and they were actually made to put your photos in. So if you remember that, they were like little bags that were like black pattern, and you could put your photos, like of your children, that type of thing. But what they were actually doing was putting your cosmetics in them. So like putting a blush in one and a lipstick and a business card, that type of thing. And OMG, I don't know how much that bag cost her, but I wanted that bag. I can tell you, I followed her as fast as I could right out to the trunk of her car because I did not want her to run out of tapes. I handed her a $10 bill and I purchased 10 tapes, 10 Choices tapes. And I quickly found 10 people that would listen to those tapes. Now, girls, this is not what I'm saying to do, but this is what I did. So I want you to know how simple it was. These were my first recruits and these were my first experience. Oh my gosh, all I need you to do is just listen to this tape and have this phone call with this woman so I can win this bag. I know you don't want to do anything with Mary Kay, and that's okay. I don't want you to do anything with Mary Kay. I just want you to listen to this tape, have this phone call so I can win this bag. That's it. Now, girl, I know you don't want to do anything with Mary Kay. I would not say that if I was you. But I want you to know that I told them up front, I know you don't want to do anything with Mary Kay. I don't want you to do anything with Mary Kay. I want you to know that from those first 10 phone calls came my first 3 recruits. This is what I want you to hear me saying. I can remember the very first phone call. Angie called me. We called the other girl. So we had a 3-way phone call. She told me the talking, I would do the listening. I had my notepad out, and while she was talking, I was writing as fast as I could. Just fast, 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 fast. Wow, she is so good. Whoa, that was good. Oh man, how could I ever learn to talk like that? How could I ever learn to say that? Okay, we did the next one back to back, just right after that. The second time, I was like writing. I was like, I think that kind of sounds like, yeah, I think that's what she kind of said the last time. We did it back to back. The third one, I was like, no wonder these people sound so good. She is saying exactly what she said all 3 times. I think they sound so brilliant and so professional. And she has just memorized this. Oh my gosh, I can memorize this. Oh my goodness. It was like mental breakthrough. She is just saying the exact same thing over and over and over again. Well, guess what? When I did enough of those interviews, here are these words: with my director. Hear these words: with my director. When I had listened enough, those words became my own words, and I became ready to do my own interviews. Ladies, until you are a director or NDIQ and getting a large percentage of yeses, you are not ready. I do not care how well equipped you feel, because this is the thing. Most people need what we call a third-party close. And what that means is it doesn't matter that you've got it memorized. It doesn't matter that you know. The thing of it is, your girlfriend or whoever that you are interviewing, they know that you didn't know squat about a business or Mary Kay 2 weeks ago or 2 months ago. And now you're trying to tell her how you're going to lead her to a 6-figure income. They need to hear from someone like your director, who has become a sales director, who's earned a car, who's making the income that they want to make. They need to hear that third-party close. So it doesn't mean that we don't trust you. It means that people need to hear that third party close, okay? So that's how I started recruiting. Ladies, I took every single person straight to Angie Day. She did the recruiting. She was a master at it. And that is what put me into DIQ. So ladies, you have to make that decision, and you have to decide to put these people in front of your sales director. So the first thing that I want you to do is you have to decide what you're going to use for a marketing tool. The next thing you have to do is know exactly where it's at and how you're going to use it. The next rule of thumb is market absolutely everyone. Ladies, when we pre-profile people, when we prejudge people, we could be taking a blessing away from them and a blessing away from ourselves. You know, I was a girl that I lived in a really large, beautiful home on 80 acres that was white plastic fence and a 2-story home, and things looked really great on the outside. And no one recruited me. And even though I started purchasing the product, no one ever offered me the opportunity. And then after I became a Mary Kay consultant, when I said, how do you do this business? And reluctantly, she told me and recruited me because she thought she could make more money off of me at 50% than starting making 4% commission off of me. So many people that I knew that lived in my hometown that sold Mary Kay said, you know, we just didn't think that you ever seemed like the kind of person that sold Mary Kay or that needed Mary Kay. Well, I guess I didn't have broke written across my forehead because the outside of my house didn't look broke, but the inside of my house was broke. So this is the thing. We cannot prejudge and decide if people need Mary Kay or they don't need Mary Kay. People come into this business for all different kinds of reasons. The number one thing that Mary Kay asked us to do was to pass it on, to enrich women's lives. And ladies, you know, we can only enrich women's lives so much through a foundation. It is really by this opportunity. That's what our job is to do. You know, I want to explain the recruiting odds. So a lot of times people say, I've asked everybody. Nobody's interested. Well, I want you to know that a consultant's recruiting odd is 1 in 5. So that means that if you share the marketing opportunity with 5 people, the odd is that 1 out of every 5 people is going to say yes. Now that doesn't mean that it's going to be no, 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 yes. It means that if you market 15 people, 3 people on the average are going to say yes. A director's recruiting odd is 1 in 3. So when you do that marketing interview with your sales director, your stakes are going to go up and your odds are going to be 1 in 4. So 1 in 4. So ladies, that's how you have to figure out, if I want a red jacket and I need 3 new team members, how many recruits, how many interviews do I need to obtain this many recruits? And I don't say those numbers to scare you. I say those numbers because when you can separate the emotion from the equation and figure out that this business is not magical, that it is mathematical, that's when you're going to take control of your paycheck. Now, one thing that I want to ask you is, when you're sharing at your skincare classes and your facials, how many of you, and I know you can't answer me, but how many of you know what Mrs. Cab is? And if you do not know what I'm talking about with Mrs. Cab, or you're not sharing Mrs. Cab at your appointments, then that's your homework. You can go to wildwestarea.com, you can go under training, you can go under team building, and you can find Mrs. Cab. Ladies, for 15 years, whether I play the purse game, which some of you are like, what is the purse game? The purse game is where, when I'm doing a debut or a skincare class, at the beginning of it, I'm going to say something to the effect of, okay, we're going to play a little game, and so I want everyone to get their purse out. Don't be afraid. I'm not going to ask you to buy anything yet. We're just going to play a fun little game, and I'm going to share with you a few reasons why people come into Mary Kay. The first person to find something in their purse that begins with this letter is going to get a ticket. The end. This is a fun, fast way to share a little bit of some fast, fun facts about Mary Kay. The first letter is going to be M. I'm going to share with them a little bit about what M stands for. The next letter is going to be R, S, C, A, and B. The end. Then I'm going to come back through. I'm going to do the skincare class. And at the end, when I tell my eye story, I, every single time, weave in Mrs. Cab. That's the direction that I take my eye story. Every single time. If I talk to someone on the telephone, I'm going to share Mrs. Cab. If I do a facial with someone, I'm going to share Mrs. Cab. If I have 100 people in the room, I'm going to share Mrs. Cab. That's the bottom line. So if you're not sharing Mrs. Cab, that's what I want you to get good at. I want you to figure out. And if you say, how can I talk about the cars when I haven't won any cars? You know, you can tell a story about your sales director, or you can tell a story about your national sales director. That's what you do. Until the story becomes your own, you tell it about somebody that you know. You know, the next thing that I want to make you aware of, girls, is the layering sheet. Another thing that I have so many times said to me is, you know, I've asked people, but, you know, they just weren't interested. Well, you know, for some of us, we're going to be at a skincare class and we're going to say, wow, you just took $100 of mine. It doesn't take much for me to figure out that $50 of that went into your pocket. I'm interested in this business. Or we may be at a marketing event or a guest event and we raise our hand and we say, we're a 10, we're ready. But some of us are a little bit more steady. Some of us are a little more cautious, and we need some layering. So when you use the layering sheet, and you can also find that on wildwestarea.com, the username is Wild, the password is West, under training, and then under team building. Ladies, that's where you can list your people's name over to the left. And then as you layer them, you can check the boxes off. On that layering sheet, it's going to ask you if they're on the product. It's going to ask you if they've been a hostess. It's going to ask you if they've been to a guest event. It's going to ask you if they've had an interview with your sales director. And you're going to realize, wow, you know, I interviewed her, but she's not even using the product. Or she's on the product, but she's not even been a hostess. She's not even seen how I make my money. So many times we take somebody as a no when we realize we haven't even really given them the full benefit of the opportunity. So ladies, the layering sheet can be huge as an investigative tool to really see maybe who needs just one more step of layering. You know, ladies, as we go through this business, the bottom line is, if you will just share your heart, if you will just share your time, people want what you have. It's the bottom line. You know, some of you have heard just a while back, last month, when I was doing a lot of facials in my home, that one lady that was at my facial, bought a couple $100. She had recently started a new business. Now, this was a clothing line business, something I'd never heard of. Sounded awesome. It was more like cotton, like T-shirts, that type of thing, leggings, blah, blah, blah. But there was one startup inventory, one startup inventory. There wasn't a choice of, you know, I kind of want to get my feet wet. I'm going to do a 200. I'm going to do a 600. I'm going to do this or that. No, there was one startup. That startup inventory was $6,000. The end. You sell product, you invest $6,000. Now it gets better than that. When you invest your $6,000, you do not get to choose what you purchase. They send you for $6,000. The end. You don't get to say, I want this many colors and this many sizes, or, oh my gosh, this is my favorite, or I saw this in the catalog or on the website. No, they send you what they want each time that you make an order. Wow. $6,000. Wow, $6,000. So she messaged me yesterday and she said, I wanted you to know that on our training call, they taught us about Mary Kay Ash. And she sent me several pictures of the text script out and about how Mary Kay was a find a way, make a way kind of woman, and about the legacy that she had left in the direct selling industry. And she said, I've not been able to get you off my mind, and I've not been able to get you off my heart. And I said back to her, wow, you know, I think you'd be great at this business. And she said, you know, I'm just scared to take on another project. And I said, I totally understand and respect that. But I'm not talking about a project. I'm talking about a business. I'm talking about a business of earning a pink Cadillac and a 6-figure income. That's what I'm talking about. I said, so just tell me on an average, how much profit do you feel that you're making for the amount of hours that you're working? And she said, none. I'm basically paying to work the business. I haven't made any profit. None. So ladies, this is what I know. People are watching what we're doing. They may be invested in something else. They may be doing something else, but they're watching the way we walk. They're watching the way we talk. They're watching the way we spend. They're watching the way we take care of our money. They're watching our Facebook post. They're watching our Instagram. They may have said no to you, but they're still intrigued and watching. So I want you to know that no matter how much you invest in learning Mrs. Cap, no matter how much you invest in learning my iStory or Leah Laughlin's iStory, or trying to develop your own iStory, that you realize that you are a walking billboard for yourself, your personal team, and your future with Mary Kay. You know, ladies, with social media, there is so much opportunity out there. So much opportunity. So much opportunity with politics and all of that going on right now, that I want to tell you first and foremost, if you want to build a team in this business, the best thing that you can do when you start to say negative words, so many times I see something and I go, and then I have to go, delete, 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 delete. Because see, as a business owner and as a professional person and as a leader and a mentor, I can't type my negative thoughts. I can't say the negative things. It doesn't mean that I'm not normal. It doesn't mean that I don't think them. But I have to take myself to a higher place because someone wants the job that I have. Someone is waiting to see how I'm going to react. You know, today we've had a few little situations that's went on, a few wrinkles with seminar housing. And today I called and I spoke with someone at the Omni and trying to get something situated for some girls that had king rooms and they were in queen rooms. And she came back and she said, Krista, I've taken care of that for you. But there's a lot of people in this position. And basically, we didn't have this conversation. And I said, okay, I understand. And what she was saying was she took care of my girls, but she didn't take care of everybody because she can't take care of everybody. And the bottom line is because I've been so patient. And all of this has really been learned by Angie Day. I really want to say that because my natural thing is to get hot-headed. My natural instinct is to be like, what? I booked this kind of room. You gave me that kind of room. But instead, I was very calm. I was very understanding. And how can we handle this situation? How can we make this right for both of us? And she fixed it. Another situation is going on of switching hotels. And, you know, I've just come to wraps that, you know, today I was told that there was nothing that could be done about that. And then I got a phone call this evening. Still don't know if anything can be done, but I got a phone call this evening from someone at Mary Kay Corporate. And I said, I got the one thing handled. Don't worry about that. She said, well, what about the other? I said, was told nothing could be done about that. She said, well, I'm fixing to make a phone call. I said, really? It's okay. We're good with it. She said, well, let me still try to make a phone call. You know, does people want to try to make a phone call on your behalf? Or does people think, wow, she's never happy. She's the first one to throw a fit. She's the first one to throw a fuss. You know, girls, I've been that girl. I can be that girl, not in the Mary Kay world and not in the Mary Kay culture. Mary Kay has brought me so far that it is absolutely phenomenally amazing. There was a time in my career that I said, you know, I think I'm in love. And I think I'm going to go back to teaching school and coming home and cooking supper and baking cookies and watching Jeopardy every night. The first person was my brother, and he said, no, oh my gosh, I would never want you to go back to being the person you were before Mary Kay. The next was my best girlfriend. You know, I don't know exactly who I was before Mary Kay, but I'm so glad that I found who I am now. So I want us to know that our job is to give our job away. But to give our job away, what do we look like to the outside world? Do we look like we're having fun? Do we look like we're happy? Ladies, this isn't just about when we slip a skirt on and we walk in to have a skincare class. This is about in our everyday life. People are watching the way we walk. People are watching the way we talk. And the bottom line is we are not in the lipstick business. We are in the people business. And I can tell you relationships is the number one thing. I have some amazing, amazing relationships with people, with clothing stores, with other business owners, people that have nothing to do with my Mary Kay business. And it's because of the relationship skills that I have learned through my recruiting, through Mary Kay. So today, I want us to take this serious. I want us to take this on of who could use a little pink bubble in their life. If we thought of 3 girlfriends right now that, man, they just could use some pink sparkles. They just need to even know what the word pinkalicious means. Write those names down. Not because you think, oh my gosh, they could be the best team member ever, and they could this for me, and they could that for me, but because you think, wow, they deserve to smile like I smile. They deserve to walk a little taller. They deserve to put their shoulders back a little stronger. They deserve to learn that they can put red lips on and they can rock it and feel good about it. That's what sharing this business opportunity is. Ladies, who do you know, whether it's the most professional woman that you know, or whether it's someone that just needs a little lifting or a little picking up, I want you to think about whose life can I make a difference in? And the promise that I want you to make is every single person that you have the opportunity, whether it's through selling a lip gloss or a lipstick, putting a foundation on, having a facial or a skincare class, at a debut, if you are within 3 feet, that you will share this amazing marketing opportunity because someone shared it with you. And tonight, I get to share with you. I get to make this choice to be in my home and be on this Google Hangout all across from the East to the West Coast. And we are fixing to have the times of our life in Dallas, Texas. And they know who we are. And they're waiting for us to come. And my phone is being blown up day in and day out, way after hours, making sure that everything is as perfect as it can be. And you know what, girls? There may be some wrinkles when we get to Dallas, but we are made with grit, and we will walk it out with pride. We will walk it out with a smile. We will walk it out in true Mary Kay pride in every direction. So here it is, girls. Today is about recruiting. Maybe we could send a thank you today to whoever shared this amazing opportunity with you. Just to say thank you for sharing this opportunity, and maybe let them know one thing that Mary Kay has done in your life. Ladies, we have had an astounding feedback from these calls. And we did a 4-week series, and tonight was the last night, and it was on recruiting. Now, due to the response, I am going to start these back in August. Next week, obviously, we're going to be in Dallas, Texas. But for the 10th, the 17th, the 24th, and the 31st, we will come back together for another 4-week series. It's going to be just down and dirty. It's going to be just laying it out. It's going to be just the basics of Mary Kay. And if any of you have any topics that you would like to have covered, feel free to message me personally and say, I would like to know more about this. I would like to know more about that. Because ladies, there is no silly question in Mary Kay. If you've thought of the question, I can promise you there are thousands of others out there that have the same exact question. And you know what? We're going to learn that every step of the way. We're going to walk it out, and we're going to walk it out together. We have got grit. We have got gratitude. We have got resilience. We have got integrity, and we have got tenacity. And this year's theme is grit, glitter, and gold. It is gold circle time, girls. Here we go. Let's wrap up July with an astounding, audacious July. And I pray that tonight, before midnight strikes, that you will reach out to whoever recruited and shared this amazing opportunity with you. I love each of you.